standings are shaping up. In first, we've got CLG and TSM with 5 wins and 1 loss. Then Cloud9's 2-0 week pulls them into a tie for 3rd place, along with Gravity, Team8, Impulse, and Team Liquid, all just 2 games back. Dignitas and Winter Fox are sharing 8th place, and in last, it's Team Coast. Now, there were a few players that broke away from the pack and earned this week's OP honors. In the top lane, it's going to be Balls from Cloud9.
Yeah, Balls really took over a game today, completely playing the dive perfectly and getting the kill on Impaler and the double buffs, and then doubling the CS of Chris on the opposite side of the map. Really brought home the win here and started the snowball for Cloud9. And
then in the jungle, we've got Santorin from TSM.
Yeah, I really think Santorin's game yesterday on Lee Sin was more impressive than the one today on Vi. Yeah, he's been solid. He's been there for the team. We've obviously gone over the kill participation, but his mechanics are still there. And you can still see he comes from that breed of offensive, kill-oriented jungler.
And then, of course, in the mid lane, who could we go with other than Bjergsen?
I mean, we've said a lot of things about Bjergsen, and he definitely deserves to be the biggest. He's the biggest playmaker that we have. Him and Afromu probably 2 biggest playmakers we even have in our entire league. From the mid lane here, especially after a game like that, we have to give it to Bjergsen. He's just absolutely crushed it this weekend.
Next up, we've got Dignitas' AD carry, Core JJ.
Yeah, that might be a little bit of a surprise to people, but Core JJ overcame a CS deficit and got kills in the 2-on-2 lane versus Wild Turtle and Piglet. He was stepping up really big for Dignitas this week, and I want to see how he progresses more, but that's why he's in that spot.
And finally, rounding out the bottom, we've got the OP support going to Afromu. We've said it time and time again, but he's such a playmaker for his team, opening up opportunities for CLG all across the map. They look next to unstoppable with him in play. But there was one player who set himself apart from the rest, and by the power vested in me by the state of California, I have to declare the MVP this week, Bjergsen. His mastery over the mid lane was on full display today when he was racking up 1v1 kills over the summer splits. MVP Xiao Wei Xiao.
I love this guy's confidence. Every time he gets, maybe even just a couple kills, or he even feels like he's gotten enough farm at this point, he immediately goes into stacking items like Medjai's or blue elixirs to push his advantage. He's so confident in his play and the ability. That's why he does more damage. Why Jat says it seems like he does more damage. He's going with these riskier items.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what champion he's playing because he always has that amount of presence, even on something that's poke oriented. He's always around, always applying that pressure, and that's why he is MVP.
Well, that's just about going to do it for us this week, but we'll return next week, starting on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pacific with an all-new primetime league. Then on Thursday, the European LCS kicks off with Giants Gaming taking on Gambit, followed by H2K versus Elements. And then, of course, we're going to roll that through to Saturday, where the North American LCS will be taking place, hitting your browser with Coast versus Counterlogic Gaming. Then Winter Fox will face off against Team Impulse, and we'll close out the day with Gravity versus TSM. You can catch that at noon Pacific, 9 p.m. Central European. And if you needed any more reason to be hyped for next week's games, or are the 2 teams that'll be taking first are tied for first, CLG and TSM. They're going to battle it out on Sunday, and there's a friendly wager taking shape on Twitter. The owners of CLG and TSM, Hotshot GG and Reginald, have agreed that the losing owner will dye their hair pink. Probably going to take place on PTL, I have to imagine. Not intimidated, Reginald wrote on Twitter, "Fine, bet is on. CLG has always been free anyway."
This was after Reggie was like, no bet. and then he was like, okay, Local will take my spot. Then he finally concedes. He's like, all right, I'll do it. And he showed up.
And we've got Hotshot's reply, never one to be intimidated. He goes, "Reginald is going to look so cute with that little pink afro. Golden age, boys." Guys, I think it's safe to say the rivalry is alive and well and stronger than ever.
Never died in my heart.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us today. For myself, the casters, and the entire broadcast crew, thank you for watching, and GG.